him out. What an exhilarating phrase, like, and then she undid her dress. Or, take that, you bastard! But I'm gonna have to kick him out. I like that one best of all. I like the drive home too. Country roads first, then bombing down the bypass, carving it up with all those little wrecks of the red escorts. Oh, it's a great road, that bypass. I won't hear a word said against it. And the road ahead is clear, and my foot's hard down on the gas, and vroom, vroom. Into the carport, snug as a hamster, I turn off the engine, and the engine dies. What are you like with your husband? This is what we're like. Sorry I'm late.
Fine, no problem.
I was round at Sally's. I left a note for the kids.
I read it.
I tried to phone you. Well, I nearly did, and then I just left. Are you cross?
No,
I mean, if you are, just say so. I would.
nothing to be cross about. Everything's fine, I guess.
Kids all right?
Yes,
You're a good lad.
thank you.
Where are they?
Sarah's watching telly.
Done flute practice?
Yes.
How about Alex?
Homework, he's only just gone up. He had, what's his name round earlier? Huey, selling things or swapping things. Don't worry, everything is fine.
Sure?
Rose, there's not a lot to tax the brain about getting supper and washing a few things up. About 2 minutes thought and 10 minutes effort, I'd say.
Well, that's super.
I mean, if I couldn't apply critical path analysis, I'd soon be up shit creek at work, wouldn't I? There's a problem and a time to solve it in. The problem's hunger, right? The special circumstances are the time factor's crucial because there's been a breakdown at stage 1, buying the raw materials, right? We didn't feel like eating eggs.
Oh, fusion of consumer resistance, eh?
If you like, Rose. So I needed to come up with something that had a short A to B factor that still met the basic specifications.
So, what did you come up with?
Send Alex down to the chip shop. I mean, it bloody amuses me, the mystique some women have about what's such a mundane area, Rose. I mean, all this house stuff, it's so trivial. I mean, all it needs is the application of proper analysis, and then you can see it off in no time and leave yourself free for something a little more important.
I see, Jeffrey, thank you.
No trouble.
So, what did you come up with? What's on tonight then?
Well, I do have quite a lot of paperwork to shift.
Oh, sorry.
Just sorting one of Target's little schemes for him.
Look, Jeffrey, I thought perhaps we might have a little chat tonight.
Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do. How long were you thinking?
Well, I hadn't exactly worked it out in minutes.
I do have quite a lot to get through.
Oh, what day will it be?
Nothing that can't be sorted. See, first thing this morning, Target hands a file about this thick on my desk. Be grateful if you could skim through this, Jeffrey. Be illuminating to have any of your insights that might float to the surface. Yes, Pratt speak. Well, half an hour after he's given it to me, in comes Little Anderson. I'm just running off a few copies, he said. Have it with my blessings, I said.
Look, Jeffrey, when I was coming back from Sally's...
I haven't come to it yet. Later in the afternoon, Target's back. A time to browse and ruminate, Jeffrey. Don't see how I could, I said. You had it back off me half an hour after you gave it to me. Oh, surely not. Oh, surely yes, I said. Ask Anderson. He came in to take it off to the copy room. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, you're absolutely right. I know I'm right, I said. Oh well, I shall just have to start writing myself memos, won't I? If I can remember what to say. Drat. That's the system. That's the guy they brought in over me. This bloody secretary's got an honours degree. Oh well, Geoffrey, never mind. It'll be exciting to have your first ideas at the meeting tomorrow. I should smile. I'm going to crack this tonight from first principles.
Got lots of work on it?
I've just been telling... No. Never mind. I can cope.
I was listening, really. Actually, if you're going to be working, I'll have a crack at that reading scheme. Come, Nip, come. See, Nip comes. Is about the only one who bloody does. Oh, it's a terrible one with these reading schemes, Geoffrey. Peter will help Daddy wash the car. See Jane dust with Mummy.
A bit dull, eh?
Bit dull, it's bloody criminal. Ah, but you wait till I get mine out. Peter has a new doll. Jane likes to fight. Mum is out. Mum likes fun. She's fond of a treat. The dad will get the chips. Dad can crack it. Dad can cope fine.
Are you in for the night then?
Yes, I thought so.
Yeah, I thought I might take myself out for a drink when I've got that lot shifted.
Yeah, why don't you? You owe it to yourself. Unless, of course, you fancy staying in.
What?
Well, I thought perhaps we could stay at home, you know. Open a bottle of wine, couple of bottles.
There's not much on the box tonight.
Yes, well, what I meant was perhaps we could spend the evening together, you know, talk and that.
Yes, fine, if you like.
It's all right. You don't have to.
Your mother was round here earlier. She wanted to know where you were. I wasn't able to tell her, of course.
What did she want?
I don't know.
Well, what did she say?
She said, I hope she remembers she's married.
I suppose I ought to go round her. Actually, if I go out now, you could go out later and have a couple of drinks.
All right. Unless you really would like to have an evening in.
It's all right. It really doesn't matter.
Fine.
I really am going to have to kick you out, Jess. I love weekends, don't you? Rediscovery time and all that crap at the Sunday papers. Oh, we shifted a lot of paperwork Friday night. Not to mention pints. And I chalked up a good 90 minutes credit round at me mum's on the unnecessary ways of the woman next door. And Geoffrey watched not one, but 2 rugby internationals on TV. And even in the middle of all that, even while indulging in the odd furtive thought about crime and vice, I could still think of our marriage and think that everything would be all right if we had a couple of Hungarian Rieslings and a bit of collusive fantasy. But even as I snuggled up to Geoffrey as we watched TV, I could feel his back go hard as an old crab clinging to a rock. And I limped upstairs, defeated, to my pit. The thing about schools is, you've got to go there every day. It's the only way you have of doing things. I mean, that's where they are. The kids and the teachers, all in it together. Oh God, Monday.
I'm sorry.
No, nothing, just Monday, you know.
Oh, yes, I know.
Well, there's a lot important thing to say. Some of them really look forward to seeing us. I suppose we should really...
Yes.
How's the headache? Migraine.
Much better, thank you.
Really?
Yes, really, much better.
Look, I'm sorry about Friday. I didn't mean to upset you. I mean, it was really awful.
You didn't upset me.
No, really. I mean, it's enough of a strain being with the kids all day. I don't know what your husband does, but mine works and sits in an office. And a girl brings him coffee. And he can go out for half an hour if he wants to. Nobody's sick on the floor. Not even at the office party.
Rose4.
Eh?
My husband, he works there.
Oh, yes, in the office.
The drawing office.
Well, there you are. You see, they don't know, do they?
They don't know anything.
So really, we ought to stick together. It's a hard life.
You don't seem to find it hard. You sail through it.
I don't, really I don't. I'm just whistling in the dark. I mean, I think I know what's right, but people keep telling me I'm wrong, and many parents come and say, I'm worried about my Sharon. And I think, that's her child. What have I done for Sharon except hear her read and stop gasp from hitting her? Multiply by 35.
Didn't know you felt like that.
Well, I do. I think we all do, but we feel as if we've got to hide it. I mean, it's as if, you know, you've got to hide things when you're in school, and that's not right, is it? I mean, you want to let things show, even weaknesses. I think the kids could take it.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Hey, that's ever so good. Can I have a look? Hey, that's smashing.
Do you really think so?
Yeah. Is that your dog?
Yes, Sheba.
I didn't even know you had a dog. Did you do it?
No, Derek did, my husband. He's always drawing her.
It's so delicate.
I thought I'd show it to the children.
Yeah, and you could bring her in person next week.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you could make them do some sort of creative writing about it. Pass it off as work. Tell Mrs. Felix it's recommended in the bullet report.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't either. Hey, did you meet that primary advisor last Friday?
He did come in.
He was nice, wasn't he? Yeah, well, he seemed all right to me. He came in and sat in on my lesson. He seemed quite sympathetic. He's got this discussion group going, starting Wednesday. Why don't you come along?
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's Derek's snooker night, and I usually wash my hair and have an early night.
Well, you could get him to wash his hair for a change. Come on, I'm going.
I'm not applying for deputy headships.
It's not that. It's a chance to talk things over, you know. Get things off your chest.
It's not my sort of thing.
Well, you can make it your sort of thing. And anyway, he's not like the rest of them. He's a human being. He's nice.
If it's of any interest to you, he stood at the back of my classroom for 10 minutes and walked out without saying a word.
In my line of business, you often come across stories about little girl animals who run off to see the world. But they always find that the world is full of frightening foxes and big bad wolves. And they're awfully glad to scamper back to the cosy farm. But it isn't like that. It isn't like that at all. All the foxes are frightened. And all the wolves round here are on Valium. I open the gate and I say, "Hello, world! Rose here!" And all you see for miles are the backs of furry bums disappearing down burrows. Do not mean any harm. I just want things to be real, that's all. I just want to be myself. Is there anything so very frightening in all that? Where is everybody?
for me. It's just to make you feel better. You can't help me. I'm not like you.
You've really absorbed the insights of the bullet report, haven't you?
What to do? What to do?
Critical part, not to worry. It's all cracked. Forget it.
I'm really going to have to kick him out.
And we're supposed to educate children in an atmosphere like that.
That's not fair.
No problem. I sent Alex down to the chip shop.
What do you want?
It's all right. It really doesn't matter.
Fine.
I tell you what, Rose. You want to get that bit of wood fixed downstairs by the front door.
Do I?
Yes, you want to get that fixed soon. It's all loose. I keep thinking I'm going to fall over it. And it makes the door stick. And it'll bring the edge of the carpet up soon if it's not done. I noticed it's frayed. Well, it won't do itself, will it?
I have hoped he might sort of settle down on its own accord.
It'll ruin that carpet, and it'll force the hinges off the front door. And somebody's going to trip over it and have a nasty fall. Mrs. Garvis was like that next door, and I said to her, "You better get that seen to." And she says, "Yes, I'm meaning to." And then she fell over it herself and broke her shoulder. I went to visit her in hospital, and she said to me, "You were quite right. I should have listened to you." I took her one of those cakes from Elizabeth the chef, but I don't think she ate it. I hate waste. All you want is a couple of screws.
Mother, is that really all I want?
You don't need to be sulky with me. You don't suit it, never did.
Sorry.
I date it back from the time you stopped calling me Mummy and started this mother business.
You called your mother.
Well, we did then. Has Geoffrey got a countersink punch?
Has Geoffrey got a what?
A countersink punch?
I don't know. I rather doubt it.
Because unless he countersinks those screws, they'll stick up and catch the door, and he'll have achieved nothing. Your father always was to countersink his screws.
I know.
You want to tell Geoffrey to be sure to countersink his screws or they'll catch the door.
I knew there was something I had to tell Geoffrey, but I didn't realise it was that.
You know I don't mean to interfere, Rose.
Sorry.
I only meant to give you a hint.
Yeah, I suppose I ought to do it. It's just that things like that, I wish they'd go away. And old Geoffrey seems to get depressed by the little jobs.
Well, he does want to get that job done, though.
No, Mother, he doesn't. If the front door just jammed shut forever, he'd walk round the back. Why don't you ask him?
Oh, I couldn't do that. He's not very mechanically minded, is he?
No.
No, still, some men aren't. We were 40 years at that house in Belton Avenue, and we never had to have a man in.
I know.
Ours was the only house in the street with its guttering cleaned out twice a year, the only one. And I don't think it seemed to have much of a value when we came to sell it. Will he be wanting to come in?
Oh,
Your husband?
well, if he does, he will.
I mean, he'll want to get changed.
Well, if he does, he will.
I don't want to be in the way.
Oh, Mother, you're not in the way.
Oh, I don't seem to be able to get relaxed tonight. Is this what you're wearing?
Yes, I thought so.
Is it a dance then?
No, I told you it's a meeting.
Not much of that for a meeting. You'll catch your death. Why, it's still than what we used to wear for dances in the Oxford rooms. Why don't you wear that other thing, that jersey dress? I'd have thought you'd have suited that much better for a meeting. Still, I don't know what these meetings are like.
Not sure that I do.
Will there be many there?
Not too many, I gather.
Don't you think you're going to too many of these meetings? You hardly ever seem to stop home nowadays. I don't know what you do without me to babysit. Babysit. Alex is bigger than me.
Oh, Mother, they love
if that's all I'm any use for, I might as well do it. Still, I'm surprised at you turning out on a night like this. After a full day's work, you must be fond of a treat.
I am.
Yes, well, so long as you remember you're married. I was wearing one a bit like this when I met your father. That was at the Oxford Rooms. He was a lovely dancer. Very light on his feet. Well, he always wore his pumps. Not all of them did, but he did. I was longing for him to ask me to dance. And then he did. It was the moonlight saunter. I can remember it now. We hadn't got twice round the floor when suddenly I felt something give.
What?
The elastic in me drawer. It happened that quick they were down round the ankles before you could say it. Step out of them, he said. Step out of them. And I did. And he had them in his pocket that quick, nobody else. But I couldn't look him in the face again then, could I? I managed to keep going round like just till the end of that dance, just so that nobody would notice. And I ran away to hide. Spent the whole evening in the ladies' cloakroom. Nobody knew what was the matter with me.
Oh, Mother.
But at the end, he was waiting for me on the steps. I've got something of yours, you know. You don't think I'd let you go without me, do you? And then he just took my arm. You know, he never said anything about it to anybody, Rose. He was a real gentleman.
Mum, was it very good with him?
Oh, well, Rose, you knew I thought the world of him. Oh. I see you. You mean what they call the physical side? Oh, well, we didn't bother so much about all that then. He was a very shy man, you know, Rose. Very modest. I was myself.
I used to think he was against all that.
Oh, no. Mind you, like I say, he was a very modest man. I sometimes wished he was a bit more, you know. But then you can't wish for the moon. He never badlands me, you know, Rose. He was never, But then, I don't think he set too much store by it, if you know what I mean, Rose.
Yes.
Rose? Rose, is that you? How was I to know you were in? Creeping up the stairs. You know your mother can't sleep when you're out late. Not till 1 o'clock in the morning. Not at your age. And I'd have got the strap if I had. You know very well why, you dirty little bugger.
He was very fond of you, your dad. Nothing was too good for our little Rose.
I know.
I keep thinking Geoffrey'll be wanting to come in.
Well, if he does, he will.
I mean, he'll want to get changed. He might want to change his trousers, Rose.
Oh, we might get lucky.
Well, it wouldn't do for me to see him in his birthday suit now, would it?
I don't think he'd mind, Mother.
No, they don't now, do they? You know, your father would never let me see him naked. He was very modest about that. He'd always lock the bathroom door. Except, of course, the last couple of years. Seemed such a shame in a way, Rose. He had a lovely bill.
I know.
Not till right near the end. When I had to wash him and change him and everything. I think that's the first time I got a proper look at him. And even then, you know, when I had to wash his, you know, his penis. It brushed my hand off, thought it was all wrong, and I almost had to laugh. It hadn't been any danger for years. Well, we were Are you laughing at me?
Oh no, Mother, you've never talked to me like this before.
Yes, well, it doesn't matter what I say now, does it, lad?
I wish you had before, though.
Yes, well, we didn't then, did we? And I think it's right what you young'uns do. Talk it out in the open. And I'm fond of a bit of crap myself. Well, it puts the time in. Oh, I'm stopping you getting on, and yours will want to get changed. I think I'll go downstairs to see the bairns now, Rose.
Mum, do you ever think that it's all been set out so that nobody ever gets what they want?
Well, of course. I think the secret's not expecting too much from it. Is that the time? I've nearly missed all of Coronation Street on the telly.
Oh, Mother, talking was never your problem. You always seem to be able to decide what to say and when. It's just me. I mean, I can talk a bit to the kids, and I can talk to Sally, but I can't talk to Geoffrey. We've been married too long. And I could never in a million years say, "Oh, Mother, you may have a dead husband, but I have a dead marriage." Silly woman. Dead marriage. Sounds like a dead hamster. Darling? Yes, darling? Can you smell something funny under the sidewalk, darling? Oh, don't worry, darling. It's probably only a dead marriage. Anyway, our marriage isn't dead. It's only half dead. Oh, don't we look spruce tonight?
Hot.
You must be the cleanest one in the Midlands tonight. You were in there so long I thought you were going to soak your toenails off.
Hot, hot, hot.
Right little barrel of fun tonight. Come on, can't be as bad as all that. What's on for tonight?
Meeting.
Oh,
What do you have on tonight?
meeting.
Ah,
Well, how's that then? Mind you, I will say this for him. He does look after his clothes. He's had that rutty old dressing gown ever since I first met him. In fact, I was wearing that dressing gown when he proposed to me. That was in what I think of as my mucking period. I was a keen young student then, and I used to go around and visit him in this flat. Oh, what a dirty flat it was. There we were, him and me and my dirty lover in his dirty flat. Oh, it was nice. I was really being the dirty little bugger that my dad said I was. And I loved it. I really loved him then and his flat. I think he hoped I was going to tidy it out for him, but I wasn't having any of that. I liked it just the way it was. Him and me lying around in the dust and gloom, being dirty. And then, one day, he proposed to me.
It seems to have come off inside of you.
Oh my
sure it'll be all right?
Look, I'm going down to the bathroom.
Okay.
Well, come with me then.
Well, you know where it is.
The mean bugger, you're not scared of that geezer?
It's simple.
Well, come with me then. Come on, we've got to hurry. You mean bugger. Henry, I can't find the matches.
On the mantelpiece. By the windowsill in there.
It exploded. You mean bugger, you wouldn't come with me.
It's all right. We'll get married.
Yes. And I suppose I could have said no, but, well, as my mother said, with a bairn on the way, your chances are a bit cut down, like. My father wouldn't speak to me for months. And, well, I suppose I did love him and his dressing gown. Trouble with you, Rose. Don't you realise you've got to work in your marriage? Oh, but we have done, we have done. Always done our own servicing. Good set of spanners and sockets and we can fix anything. Coming down to the pub for a jar, dear Fred? Oh, no. Saturday morning we always do a bit of work on the old marriage, you know. Kind of our hobby with us. Never happier than when I'm greasing the old nipples, you know. Yes. You can come round any time you like and see us working on our marriage. You know, sort of lying underneath it with our feet sticking out. Only in recent years did we need any outside help. Oh, Rose, who's going to fancy you in that? Jim Bean, primary schooler.